this, the Jerry Crew. Yeah, we are the Jerry Crew. We post every week, or at least we tried to.
You get what you get.
But we're back, and we're talking about pelicans.
Today we are talking about why the fuck we hate pelicans. I don't give a shit what you like. What we definitely don't like here is pelicans.
No, absolutely
First of all, the reason why is because they terrify the shit out of me. They're not of God's creation. They're not. They're created by Lucifer.
You know what's terrifying is that, like, in Catholic churches, there's sometimes pelicans in, like, stained glass windows. There's, like, some kind of metaphorical significance to the pelicans, but it still terrifies me every time I see the pelicans in stained glass. Like, I just want to go to church. I don't want to see a pelican there.
Cassidy has had a traumatic experience with a pelican, and this is why she has a fear of them.
Oh, yeah.
She was a child.
Like, what traumatized me about pelicans, I always loved animals as a kid. I still love animals now, but, like, I was, like, known as, like, the animal kid. I, like, was that, like, person who read all, like, the zoo books all the time. You know, you would think in theory I would like pelicans, but, like, theory is not reality, okay?
No, it really isn't.
When I was, like, 7, I went to Florida with my grandparents and my cousin, and
a very wholesome family vacation.
Just a wholesome
in Florida.
Yeah.
An oasis.
We went to, like, this restaurant that, like, was right, like, on this, like, dock. By this dock, you could feed these, like, big giant fish who would swim up. You could feed them dead frozen fish from, like, these little sandwich bags. It was weird. It's like we got done eating, and I'm like, I want to feed the big fish or whatever. I see that there is this pelican sitting on this person's boat that's just sitting there.
It's not his. It was someone else's.
It was someone else's boat, and this pelican's just sitting there, and it was, like, far away, so I'm like, oh, just a pelican. Look at that. It's so nice, so peaceful.
How could you ever think that way while looking? Because you weren't traumatized.
I didn't know. Suddenly, I turn, and the pelican is right there. I was like 7. Pelican was like nearly the size of me. The pelican, like, we were on, like, eye level. That's what's terrifying about it. Like, we were on eye level.
It's fucking dead eyes.
Yes.
It's dead little beady eyes.
This pelican, like, wanted the fish that I had, and this pelican comes, like, sauntering up to me. I was like, I loved animals as a kid, but I was intimidating because this bird was the same size as me and was staring at me with its beady little eyes into my soul. So I was scared, so I threw the plastic bag of fish, and the pelican went and scooped it up in its beak itself.
Just fucking chilling in, like, the fucking...
Whose ball is this?
Of the pelican's beak. It was in there. The fucking fish.
But a problem with that was that pelican also had the plastic bag in its mouth, and, like, that's really bad for a pelican to have plastic in its mouth, right? So my grandpa came out of nowhere. He just went and just grabbed this pelican by its neck. He just comes on and just grabs the pelican by its neck, then pries the pelican's beak open. The pelican's like terrified. My grandpa goes and he sticks his hand into the pelican's beak, and he takes the bag out of the pelican's mouth.
Like, when I hear this, in some weird-ass part of my brain, I feel almost bad for this pelican, because all the pelican sees is just like, oh, food. You know, I need food to live. Let's get some food. Here's this old guy grabbing him by the neck and ripping his beak open and just reaching into its throat and digging out the food that it just ate. And the pelican's probably just like, wow. Honestly, that pelican's probably traumatized. No, because it could have died if it
Well, it would have. He did
died.
save that pelican's life.
It was a traumatizing experience
for everyone involved. I'm scared of pelicans now because it's like once you, like, stare into, like, a pelican's beady eyes and, like, see that it has no compassion for you whatsoever, you can never recover from that. So yeah.
The reason why I'm afraid of pelicans, now, I don't necessarily have a traumatizing experience, but per se. I didn't interact with this pelican at all, but I saw it, and that was enough. I was at this beach, this community beach. It was like in a neighborhood, and there was this lake. I didn't even know that. Okay, call me stupid. I don't fucking care because I don't keep up on fucking Pelican facts, okay? But like, for whatever reason, I didn't think that Pelicans were in Illinois. You think Pelicans, you don't think of Illinois. You don't think that they're there. You think that they're in the South?
You think Florida.
You think
in
Florida?
Particular.
Yeah. Hey, I was like hanging out with my friend Rick, and I was like, hey, isn't that, is that a pelican? And he was just like, oh yeah. And I was just like, I didn't know they were in Illinois. And he was just like, well, there's one right there, so I guess they are. And I saw it as soon as I was looking at it, as soon as I got a good look, it started doing this thing with its beak. I wish I could demonstrate it, but I will with my 2 fingers here. So it had like its beak turned, one was like, it made its beak, the bottom end of its beak go over the top part of its beak, and it was like flapping its beak. It was like clapping its beak in a really like satanic way.
That's terrifying.
Like almost as if
it was doing a seance.
it was doing a ritual before I was sacrificed.
With
And I knew I would be the sacrifice because I was the one that was looking at it. So I knew that was going to be a thing. So anyway, that's why we both fear pelicans and despise them. Well, we despise them out of fear because we definitely think that if there's any animal out there to kill us, it will be a pelican.
It'll be a pelican.
Or an ostrich. Those are another. But we'll get to that at some point.
So basically then what happened, 2020 was a year from hell. Literally like one time over the summer, I was having a very, very rough time, okay? Like I had some traumatic stuff happen to me.
We were messaging each other all night because she was having a really hard night, and so I stayed up all night. We both pulled like an all-nighter until like 5 a.m. We're messaging,
and Kate was like, you know, let's go out today, and it was like 5 a.m. Like neither of us slept, and she just pulls up and is just like, get in.
We had no makeup on. We were like disheveled.
I was like, my face is all puffy and red from like crying, and
we were
like
in pajamas.
I had slipped down the stairs, and I had like my ankle was all messed up. Like I was a complete train wreck of a human being, okay?
And as was I.
Like Kate's just driving, and it's like 5 a.m, and it's like the sun is just coming up, and I'm like, where are we going? I thought we were just gonna get like breakfast somewhere or something. Kate's like, oh, we're gonna go to Starved Rock, which is like this national park in Illinois, which was like a long drive. And I was just kind of like, okay, I guess we'll go to Starved Rock, I guess. Also, like, I don't understand. There's so much about this trip to Starved Rock that I don't understand, because, like, also, like, my, like, ankle was all, like, puffed up and, like, probably, like, sprained. I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go on a hike in the woods with my ankle being, like, this big.
And we were literally sleep deprived and emotionally exhausted as well.
Literally.
But we did it. And we dissociated through most of that.
It felt like a dream.
It felt like a dream. It still feels like a dream. I don't know why that was the first thing my mind went to.
We were walking down this trail, and like I was so just mentally broken, and I'm just looking at everything like, oh, it's so pretty. There's these like wholesome old people just going for like a jog. They're looking at me, my hair is just completely gross. I'm all like, I've clearly been crying. They probably thought I was coming down from like being on drugs or something.
Honestly, probably. When I tell you we were disheveled, and you could tell that we were like just mentally
gone,
not good. Just like, you just see because usually people like that go there that early in the morning go there to exercise, because you know they're people that have their life together enough to where they can wake up at 6 a.m. and go for a jog, you fucking psychos. These people that are there this early in the morning are not typically attuned to seeing people like us.
No.
You know what I mean? We were not there for the same reasons they were.
No,
we definitely
weren't. Keep in mind, when we were driving, Pelicans got brought up, okay?
I don't even remember how, but I do remember in the midst of our long-ass drive to Starved Rock, at some point during the conversation, pelicans got brought into the comment. And I don't even know how. I don't remember how.
I think it was just that we talked about how scared we were of them.
Yeah, we just bring up some shit like that sometimes.
Literally, then I brought up, I was just like, well, good thing they're not in Illinois. So I like had this like reassurance of like, okay, like I'm not gonna see a pelican in Illinois, okay? So fast forward, we're at this like body of water, and I see all these white birds that were like really big, and I'm like, I thought they were swans, okay? And I'm just like, look at all these swans, and like I thought that they were like so pretty, but then I look closer. I look like,
well, because we got closer.
We got closer.
We walked to the edge of like this railing that was kind of like by a parking lot.
And like I look closer at this one particular white bird, and it was standing on a rock under like a ray of sun, and I see that the sun shines through its nearly transparent beak pouch. There's a fish in it, and I was like, Kate, they're pelicans.
And when I say it was a lot of fucking pelicans,
there were hundreds of them.
If we were anywhere near them, we would have died. They could kill us. I'm saying it was like a fucking army.
There were at least like 150 pelicans.
And
there.
when I tell you, Cass and I lost our shit,
you were like running.
I mean, we lost our shit. I was like, I'm out. We're going home. And I'm like pissed and I'm scared for my life. And there are these two old people that are walking to their car after probably a nice day of exercising. And they just see me and Cassidy flipping the fuck out, running, just being like, the pelicans are coming.
We're completely disheveled and look like train wrecks of human beings, right? And we're screaming about that there's pelicans. Well, because they started like flapping their wings and like coming near us, and it was scary. And like they weren't attacking us, but like it seemed like it in the moment.
But listen, we've got fears.
We've got a pelican phobia,
which I looked up. It is a thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'll look up what it is and I'll put it on the screen for what it's called. It's called that.
Yeah, so we have that. These two old people just looked at us like, Lord help them.
Please, Lord, help us.
We needed help. Really bad.
Save us from these pelicans.
Is there anything else about pelicans that we're forgetting?
I don't know.
I think that was everything.
Didn't you say something about pelicans earlier? I like your cut, G.
Oh, okay. That was something.
Alright.
Anyway, if you like what you saw, please click like and subscribe.
Subscribe to see more of whatever the heck this was.
Bye.
Bye.